If you love great music and some gentle banter, you're in the right place. Listen to Radio Care, broadcasting from Coventry.
Hello and welcome to Radio Care. I'm Mike Howard, and if you haven't listened before, Radio Care is about saying a big thank you to all those carers out there that have done an amazing job over the past few years, particularly with the pandemic, and sort of looked after the people that they care for. Not just sort of family carers, those working in residential care, domiciliary care, have done an amazing job. So it's my thank you to them. Tonight's show, I normally do a show on a Saturday night, but we've gone for a Sunday evening chill out vibe show. I had a positive response from the last show that I did, which was quite a chilled set. So we're going to go with another chilled set tonight. So I hope you enjoy it. To get us started, we've got Norah Jones and Sunrise.
Sunrise, sunrise, looks like morning in your eyes, but the clock's held 9:15 for hours. Sunrise, sunrise, couldn't tempt us if it tried, 'cause the afternoon's already come and gone. And I said, ooh, I'm sure it's written all over my face. Surprise, surprise, never something I could hide. When I see we made it through another day, then I say, ooh, its cover down on me again. Ooh, and if I'm right, well, it's the only way to bring me back. Ooh, ooh.
What a beautiful song that was to start the show. That was Norah Jones and Sunrise from 2004. It was from her second studio album, Feels Like Home, and it reached number 4 in the Canadian music charts, number 30 in the UK, but failed to make the charts in the US on the Billboard Hot 100, but did actually make number 1 on the US alternative charts. And it was certified as gold by the recording industry. Great song, and I think she's got a lovely voice, sort of real voice, sort of a velvet. So tonight's show is all about sort of nice, sort of chilled out, sort of vibes, really. I'm sort of thinking about sort of the artists that have actually done acoustic versions of their own songs that, you know, sort of popular songs that have been on the charts, but they've done an acoustic version of them. So I hope you like their acoustic versions of their songs. This next one is one from 1970. It's from Van Morrison, and it's from his album Moondance, and this one is Crazy Love.
I can hear her heartbeat from 1,000 miles. Yeah, the heavens open every time she smiles. And when I come to her, that's where I belong. Yet I run into her like a river song. She gave me love, 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 crazy love. She gave me love, 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 crazy. She got a fine sense of humor when I'm feeling low down. Yeah, when I come to her when the sun goes down. Take away my trouble, take away my grief, take away my heartache in a night like a thief. She gave me love, 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 crazy love. She gave me love, 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 crazy love. Yeah, I need her in the daytime. Yeah, I need her in the night. Yeah, I wanna throw my arms around her and kiss and hug her, kiss and hug her tight. Yeah, when I'm returning from so far away, she gave me some sweet loving, brighten up my day. Yeah, and it make me righteous, yeah, it make me whole, yeah, it make me mellow down into my soul. She gave me love, 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 crazy love. She gave me love, 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 crazy love. She gave me love, 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 crazy love. She gave me love, 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 crazy love.
Just love Van Morrison's voice on that particular track, because a lot of his songs he can sound quite gruff and sort of husky on, but he sounds sort of really sort of quite sweet on that one. There's another version of that song by Michael Bublé, and he really sort of does justice to it as well. Like I say, that was from the album Moondance from 1970. Wasn't released as a single, but it was on the B-side of a single called Come Running. That was released, and also in the Netherlands, this song actually was released in the Netherlands, but it doesn't give a chart position of where it actually got to. Yeah, a really, really nice sort of song. So can you see where I'm going with the songs tonight? There's some really nice sort of mellow tunes, hopefully sort of relax you, put you in a really nice sort of nice and peaceful sort of mood sort of tonight. I like mood music. So this next one is one from Fleetwood Mac. Now, I've played this song before, and I'm sure I've played the Eva Cassidy version. I may have played the Fleetwood Mac version on a show last year, but it's a great song, and it's worth sort of playing again. This one is Songbird.
it's right.
Another sweet song, isn't it? That was Songbird by Fleetwood Mac from 1977. It was from the album Rumours and was released as a B-side to the single Dreams. It's one of 4 songs written solely by Christine McVie on the album, and Christine McVie often would sing this song at the end of a Fleetwood Mac concert, and yeah, what a beautiful song that is. And even the Eva Cassidy version, sort of very haunting sort of version that she done, but it's a great song. So this next song is one by, it's one originally written by Cat Stevens. I'll tell you a little bit more about it sort of after the song, but this is Sheryl Crow's version from 2003, and the song is The First Cut is the Deepest.
I would have given you all of my heart, but there's someone who's torn it apart, and he's taken just all that I had. But if you wanna try to love again, baby, I'll try. Try, baby, I'll try to love again, but I know, oh, just to help me dry the tears that I've cried. But I'm sure gonna give you a try. 'Cause if you wanna try to love again, baby, I'll try to love again. But I know first cut is the deepest. Baby, I know first cut is the deepest. When it comes to being lucky, he's cursed. And when it comes to loving me, he's worst. Oh, the first cut is the deepest. Baby, I know the first cut is the deepest. Try to love again.
And that was Sheryl Crow's version of First Cut is the Deepest from 2003. Like I mentioned a while ago, First Cut is the Deepest was written by singer-songwriter Cat Stevens in 1967, but was released by P.P. Arnold. And I played a couple of songs by P.P. Arnold. She was on the Immediate label, the mod label sort of at the time. Did a lot sort of with the Small Faces. Sort of back in sort of 1966-67 time. But the song has been recorded by several artists. One of the most famous was Rod Stewart. He had a hit with it. Dawn Penn, Papa D, and of course Sheryl Crow had it. Now, it was released on Sheryl Crow's Very Best of Sheryl Crow in 2003. And it peaked at number 14 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and became her first top 40 solo country following the success of her duet with Kid Rock, Picture. Song stayed in the Hot 100 for 36 weeks and became a gold seller. Also got to number 1 on the Billboard Adult Contemporary, Adult Top 40 in the US, and was an international hit with top 20 hits in Hungary, Ireland and New Zealand. So there we have it. That's the history of that song. So welcome if you just joined us on Radio Care. Tonight I am sort of playing a fairly sort of chilled acoustic style set, although that song, it reminded me of a phrase. One of the first musical adventures I got into, before I got into sort of bands and that, I was in a couple of sort of duos, and I was in a duo with a gentleman called Mike Hone, and if we'd done a song like that, he'd always be going light and shade, because it would sort of like, where it would sort of like start off really quiet, then get loud, and then go back down again. So that I was thinking of that constantly sort of through that song, light and shade. So the next song actually does connect. It connects with the fact that Rod Stewart also done a version of this song. So you've probably got a clue to it. This is a 1988 version by a duo, Everything But the Girl. Yeah, see what you think.
I can tell by your eyes that you've probably been crying forever. And the stars in the sky don't mean nothing to you. They're a mirror. Talk about it, how you broke my heart. If I stay just a little bit longer, if I stay, won't you listen to my heart? Oh, If I stand all alone, will this shadow hide the colors of my heart? Blue for the tears, black for the nights, fears the stars in the sky don't mean nothing to you. They're a mirror. Talk about it, how you broke my heart. If I stay just a little bit longer, if I stay, won't you listen to my heart? To my heart, oh my heart, my poor heart, my heart.
And that was Everything But the Girl and their version of I Don't Want to Talk About It from 1988. It was released on their album Idlewild, and it peaked at number 3 on the UK singles charts. Now, originally the song was recorded by the American rock band Crazy Horse and issued as a final track on their 1971 album. But it wasn't until it was covered by Rod Stewart that it sort of became sort of so well known and such a hit. Back in 1971. Yeah, amazing, isn't it? So this next one is one from Duran Duran. It's not one from the 80s, it's one sort of from when they kind of sort of tried to sort of come back and resurface sort of in 1992. It's the acoustic version of the song they released called Ordinary World, and I think it's a really nice version of the song, and see what you think.
Came in from a rainy Thursday on the avenue. Thought I heard you talking softly. I turned on the lights, the TV and the radio. Still I And as I try to make my way to the ordinary world, I will learn to survive. Passion or coincidence once prompted you to say, pride will tear us both apart. Well, now pride's gone out the window, crossed the rooftops, run away, left me in the vacuum of my heart. What is happening to me? Crazy summer say, where is my friend when I need you most? But I won't cry for yesterday. There's an ordinary world somehow I have to find. And as I try to make my way to the ordinary world, I will learn to survive. Papers in the roadside tell of suffering and grief. Fear today, forgot tomorrow. Ooh, here beside the news of holy war and holy need, ours is just a little sorrow talk. And I don't cry for yesterday. There's an ordinary world somehow I have to find. And as I try to make my way to the ordinary world, I will learn to survive.
You know, I really like that version of Ordinary World. That was the first single that was released from their 1993 album, Duran Duran, which was often referred to as a wedding album. If you can remember the cover, it had sort of like some black and white wedding pictures on there. But the single was released in 92, the album sort of came out in 93. It said it reached number 1 on the US Billboard mainstream top 40. The Canadian, let's have a look, top singles charts and Italian singles charts. It peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, number 2 in Iceland and Sweden, and number 6 in the UK. All them years ago. Wow. When you sort of look at that and you think 30 years ago, and it sounds just as fresh as it sort of did when it came out then. I'm just looking at where the listeners are from tonight. I can see where we've got just over 2,500 people listening at the moment, and it looks like we've got about 1,749 in the UK, and then everyone else is from the US. So welcome from across the pond. It's really nice of you to join me and join us on Radio Care. I hope you enjoy the music tonight. It's a fairly sort of relaxed and chilled show tonight. I did a show like this probably, I can't remember, it was probably about 6-7 weeks ago, something like that. And I got some real sort of positive sort of feedback about it, saying that it was really good, they enjoyed that. So I thought I may as well sort of do that, because next week on Saturday, I'm taking part in Hope Punk event. So there's an event taking place in Coventry as part of the Hope for the Community, and it's sort of local artists that have been involved with the Hope Project, and they're going to be sort of displaying their art and explaining sort of what it means, and that's at the Lutton Tree in the Bullyards in Coventry. But I'm going to be doing a radio show on the Saturday night for Hope Punk, and all the songs are about hope and positivity. I've already got it sort of programmed and ready to go, so please tune in next Saturday at 8 o'clock. It's a really good show. I think you'll sort of enjoy it. So this next one is one from 2002, and it's from Vanessa Carlton, and it's 1,000 Miles.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound. Staring blankly ahead, just making my way through the crowd. And I need you, and I miss you, and now I wonder if I could fall into the sky. Do you think time would pass me by? 'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just see you tonight. It's always times like these when I think of you, and I wonder if you ever think of me. 'Cause everything's so wrong, and I don't belong living in your precious memory. 'Cause I need you, and I miss you, and now I wonder if I could fall into the sky. Do you think time would pass me by? Oh, 'cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just see you tonight. I don't wanna let you know I drown in your memory. I don't wanna let this go. I don't. Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound. Staring blankly ahead, just making my way through the crowd. And I still need you, and I still miss you. Now I wonder if I could fall into the sky. Do you think time would pass us by? 'Cause you know I if I could just hold you tonight.
And that's another one of them songs that you don't think is that old, but that was from 2003, 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton, and that was her acoustic piano version of the song. It was released as a lead single for her album Be Not Nobody, and it has become her signature song over the years. It's the one that she's most sort of recognised for. To this date, it remains Carlton's biggest hit in the United States and her only single to reach the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 5. The song had widespread success worldwide, reaching number 1 in Australia, where it was most successful, and the top 5 in Ireland, and the top 10 in the UK, France, Italy, and the Netherlands. So this next one is one from Radiohead. It's probably one of my favourite ones by Radiohead. This one is from 1995. It's from the album The Bends, and it's the song Fake Plastic Trees, and it's the acoustic version.
The green plastic watering can for a fake Chinese rubber plant and a fake plastic girl. Which you bought from a rubber man in a town full of rubber plants to get rid of itself. The world's around, the world's around.
It wears me out. It wears me out. It wears me out. And if I could be who you wanted, if I could be who you wanted all the time, all the time.
So there you have it. Radio Care, transporting you from the 60s to present day. Join Mike Howard, broadcasting from Coventry to the world.
And there was another one I was thinking, Light and Shade, Light and Shade. So that was Fake Plastic Trees from Radiohead. Now, it said the acoustic version, but I'm sure that was getting pretty loud, sort of like towards the middle and sort of end of it. So I think it started off quite acoustic, but it was from the album The Bends from 1995, which is the third single that was released from the album in the UK and the first in the US. It charted on the UK singles charts and the New Zealand singles charts and the US modern rock charts. Hasn't sort of said what position it got to, but it sort of, yes, it has actually. Got to number 20 in the UK, number 22 in New Zealand, number 7 in Canada, and number 11 on the US alternative charts. So this next one is one from round about the same sort of time. This one's from 1997. It's from the Swedish rock musician Eagle-Eyed Cherry, and that's probably giving the song away. It's probably the most famous song that he had, and this one is Save Tonight.
Go on and close the curtains, 'cause all we need is candlelight, you and me, and a bottle of wine, gonna hold you tonight. Ah, yeah. Well, we know I'm going away, and how I wish you weren't so. So take this wine and drink with me. Let's delay our misery. Save tonight, fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow, tomorrow I'll be gone. Save tonight, fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow, tomorrow I'll be gone. There's a log on the fire, and it burns like me for you. Tomorrow comes with one desire, to take me away. Oh, it's true, it ain't easy to say goodbye. Darling, please don't start to cry, 'cause girl, you know I got to go. Oh, Lord, I wish it wasn't so. Save tonight, fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow, tomorrow I'll be gone. Save tonight, fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow, tomorrow I'll be gone. Tomorrow comes to take me away. I wish that I could stay, but girl, you know I've got to go. Oh, Lord, I wish it wasn't so. Save tonight, fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone, save tonight. Fight the break of dawn, come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone, oh, I'm telling you now. Tomorrow I'll be gone, girl, I'm telling you now. Tomorrow I'll be gone, yeah, I wish I could stay. Tomorrow I'll be gone, girl, I'm going away now, yeah. Save tonight, oh, yeah. Save tonight. Oh, I gotta save tonight, girl. Save tonight. Oh, I wish I could stay now. Save tonight. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Save tonight. Oh, come on now. Come on now. Save tonight. Come on now. Come on now. Save tonight. Oh, come on now, yeah. Save tonight, yeah. Save tonight.
Yeah, and that was Save Tonight by Eagle Eyed Cherry from 1997 from their album Desireless. And it gained a lot of their radio play, reaching number 3 in Ireland, number 5 in the United States, number 6 in the UK, and number 2 in their native Sweden. It was voted Song of the Year by New Zealand radio station The Edge, and Save Tonight is considered to be their signature song of Eagle Eyed Cherry. It was also awarded the Song of the Year for 1997 in Sweden. So this next song is one by one of my favourite bands, which I've mentioned loads and loads of times before. It's by Crowded House. It's from 1991. Now, I was looking for an acoustic version of Four Seasons in One Day, because this week we've had snow, we've had sun, we've had wind, we've had hail, we've had everything. It's been 4 seasons in 1 week. So I was looking for that one, couldn't find the acoustic version, which I know I've got on CDs somewhere, but I have found an acoustic version of Weather With You. So here we have from 1991 from the album Woodface, Weather With You.
Walking round the room singing stormy weather at 57 Mount Pleasant Street. Well, it's the same room, but everything's different. You can fight the sleep, but not the dream. Things ain't cooking in my kitchen. Strange affliction wash over me. Julius Caesar, the Roman Empire, couldn't conquer the blue sky. There's a small boat made of china. It's going nowhere on the mantelpiece. Well, do I lie like a lounge room lizard, or do I sing like a bird release? Everywhere you go, always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, you always take the weather. Everywhere you go, you always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, you always take the weather with you.
All we really want is a nice weather to come back, don't we? That was beautiful last weekend and all of a sudden it changed. So let's hope we get the sunshine come back. That was Weather With You from Crowded House from 1991. From the Woodface album. It reached the top 50 in 10 countries, including the United Kingdom, where it reached number 7. The song was intended as part of the Finn Brothers' unreleased 1990 debut, which was then sort of like then put off, and I think they released about 92, 93, something like that. But it ended up as Crowded House sort of a session and became Woodface, which I think is probably one of the best albums. My favourite album is Together Alone, but I like all their stuff, and I'm really fortunate that I've still got tickets to go and see them in Birmingham in June. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. So this next song is one that it's one of them songs, you know, sometimes I'm looking for songs and when they come up and I think, oh yes, that was only sort of like 2 years ago. And then when I look and it was like 30 years ago, sort of 1992, I think when you get to a certain age, I'm 53 this year, and I think I'm already starting to sort of think the 90s was about sort of 10 years ago. And the 80s was about 15 years ago, something like that. I think you get to that sort of age, it's sort of like time just seems to sort of like shrink a little bit, and you think things were only sort of like a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, I digress. This one is one from Tasman Archer. It's called Sleeping Satellites, and it's from 1992.
I blame you for the moonlit sky and the dream that died with the eagle's flight. I blame you for the moonlit nights when I wonder why are the seas still dry. Don't blame these sleeping satellites. Did we fly to the moon too soon? Did we squander the chance in the rush of the race? The reason we chase is lost in romance, and still we try to justify the waste for a taste of man's greatest adventure. Whoa. I blame you for the moonlit sky and the dream that died with the eagle's flight. I blame you for the moonlit nights when I wonder why are the seas still dry. Don't blame these sleeping satellites. Have we lost what it takes to advance? Have we peaked too soon? If the world is so green, then why does it scream under a blue moon? We wonder why, if the earth sacrificed for a price of its greatest treasure. Whoa. I blame you for the moonlit sky and the dream that died with the eagle's flight. I blame you for the moonlit nights when I wonder why are the
RadioCare wants to thank all carers around the world. Paid and unpaid, you are all amazing.
It goes without saying, you are all amazing, and I just have to say it in that jingle. You know, like I say every week, the show was set up to say a big thank you to carers, and that still continues. You know, without what you've done, the efforts that all carers have gone to through the course of the pandemic, and despite the government thinking that it's all over and it's all safe and everything now to go out and do what you want because it don't exist anymore, people are still sort of taking precautions like they should be. You know, particularly those that are caring for people and looking after someone, because you don't want them to get ill. So yes, we have to say a big thank you to all the carers, paid and unpaid, looking after family members, those in residential settings, you know, nursing homes, residential homes, those in domiciliary care, going out to people's houses and supporting them in the community, and the wonderful sort of nurses at the hospitals that are doing an amazing job looking after people. So that previous song, that was one by Tasman Archer from 1992, Sleeping Satellites. It was a debut single. It was released as the first single from the album Great Expectations in September 92. The song was a number one hit in the UK and Ireland, and it also became an international hit, reaching the top 20 in 13 countries and number 32 on the US Billboard Hot 100. So last week there was the concert for the Ukraine, and it was a humanitarian sort of concert to raise sort of like money and the attention sort of to the plight of the people of Ukraine. And there's a Ukrainian band called Antilia, and they offered to play on the show. They got in touch with Ed Sheeran. Now they've actually sort of swapped their guitars and their instruments and put on uniforms, and they're actually part of the medical corps that's actually going out and doing sort of like the field triage and getting people sort of back to the hospitals and that. So they're doing an amazing job there, sort of like to try and sort of save lives. So I thought it'd be nice to actually put one of their songs on. And I found one which they released in 2021. It was around about November time. And it's called And You Start. And you can see where they're already sort of thinking ahead. It perfectly fits in with what's going on sort of now for them in Ukraine. So this is for Antilia and for all the people sort of in Ukraine.
gonna see another day, gonna take another breath. Some of them can break down all the expectations. Don't let them overcome and burn you out, even when doubts will be loud. No one else can do what you have to do, and you're stuck.
The next really big thing for humanity, the next fastest way to infinity, the loveliest kid with the bluest eyes, and you ready a hit for all the time. The most valuable brand on the market, the most science-intensive part of the rocket, the new page of a story without sorrow, the best version of you for tomorrow.
I'm gonna fight for your freedom. Never ever stop your dreaming. I'm gonna fight for your freedom. Your freedom. Your freedom. I'm gonna fight for your freedom. Never ever stop your dreaming. I'm gonna fight for your freedom. Your freedom. Your
And that was Antilia and You Start from 2021. And these are the lads that are actually sort of in the medical corps in the Ukrainian army, and are actually saving lives at this very moment. And I sent them a message to say that I would play the song. And then I just got a little sort of a little sort of love heart type thing sort of to say they sort of approved of it. So that was sort of really nice sort of to see. So this is, yeah, didn't get to play on the big concert in Birmingham, but they get to play on Radio Care. And we've got listeners at the moment. I can see we've got listeners from all over the UK and in the US, and we're up to just over 8,586 people listening. So thank you very much for joining me on Radio Care. It's sort of really nice to sort of know that people still tune in after all this time. You know, it's been going since February last year. I sort of first started doing the shows, and yeah, I think we're up to about sort of 53 shows, which you can sort of go to the back catalogue on Spotify or Spreaker and sort of listen to them really and see how they've progressed over the years, because I know when I first started doing them I hadn't got a clue what I was doing, but I've got a bit more of a clue now, a little bit more sort of relaxed and comfortable with the fact that I can just sit there and waffle and talk, and hopefully people enjoy listening to me. So this next one is one from Monica Heldal. She's a Norwegian musician, and this song is Follow You Anywhere, and it's something that she'd done in collaboration with Ben Howard in 2013. I like this one.
Excuses for me, excuses for me not to come with you home. But I'm back now, been walking around your house for some time, and every garden tree I have climbed, but you're gone. I guess there's no place for us now, but I'll go with you this town has started to look down upon us now. 'Cause baby, you're no good. And I follow you anywhere, anywhere, anywhere. And I follow you anywhere, anywhere. I follow you anywhere, anywhere. If I only knew where you go. If I only knew where you go. And I follow you anywhere, anywhere, anywhere. I follow you anywhere, anywhere. I follow you anywhere, anywhere. If I only knew where you go. If I only knew where you go. Tonight, Jimmy, the old town seems so very far away. Our music and the soft and windy days over there, it's all gone. And I follow you anywhere, anywhere, anywhere. I follow you anywhere, anywhere. I follow you anywhere, anywhere. If I only knew where you go. If I only knew where you go. If I only knew where you go. Oh, where you go. Oh, where you go. Oh, where you
What a sweet song that was. That was Follow You Anywhere from Monica Heldal. And as I said, she's a Norwegian musician. She had her debut album in 2013 called The Boy from the North, which she actually recorded in collaboration with Ben Howard. And it looks like she actually, for the album, she received 2 awards. One for the Rookie of the Year and the Best Pop Solo Artist, but these were sort of Norwegian sort of awards sort of at the time, but there's no sort of chart position of sort of like getting any charts sort of over here or in the US, but it's a great song. I thought it was sort of nice to add it to the set. So this next one is one that was originally done by Randy Crawford. You may sort of know that version sort of better, but it was done in 1997 by an English singer called Shola Ama, and it got to number 4 on the UK singles charts. This one is You Might Need Somebody.
Oh yeah, yeah, ooh, baby. Ooh. When somebody reaches for your heart, open up and let them through. 'Cause everybody needs someone around. Things can tumble down on you. You'll discover when you look around, you don't have to be alone. Just one lover is all you need to know when you're feeling all alone. Oh, you might need somebody. You might need somebody too. Oh, you might need somebody too. You might need somebody. You might need somebody too. You might need somebody too. Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Baby, baby. Ooh, ooh. If there's fire stirring in your heart, and you're sure it's strong and right, keep it burning through the cold and dark. It can warm your lonely nights. Oh, you might need somebody. You might need somebody too. Oh, you might need somebody too. You might need somebody. You might need somebody too. Oh, yeah, yeah. You might need somebody too, baby. I know I do. Ooh, oh, you might need somebody too, baby. Hey, 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 too.
What a nice version of that song that was. That was Shola Ama and her version of You Might Need Somebody from 1997. As I mentioned earlier, it reached number 4 on the UK singles charts, became a top 10 hit in France, Ireland and the Netherlands and New Zealand. It was additionally a top 20 hit in Iceland, Scotland and Switzerland, and on the Euro Hot 100 it peaked at number 25. It was from her debut album Much Love. So this next artist is an artist called Luke Sital Singh, and the song is called Nothing Stays the Same. Now, I didn't think I'd heard it when I sort of first saw it sort of come up, and I thought, I don't know, would it sort of fit in and that, but the more I listened to it, the more I started sort of to recognise it. I don't think it was a particularly sort of a popular sort of chart song, but I think it did actually get sort of some sort of a radio sort of air time. So this is Nothing Stays the Same from Luke Sital Singh.
Taste it in my mouth. I am hanging upside down. All the faces gathered round to wait and see, to breathe relief, to call my name for the first. I'd rather hurt than live without.
That's quite a raucous one at the end, isn't it? That was Luke Sitelsing and Nothing Stays the Same from 2014. It was from his debut studio album, The Fire Inside. And it did actually hit the charts. It peaked at number 43 on the UK singles charts. But it did get some radio play on Radio 1. On their B set list, and it also was added to BBC Six Music. So this next one is going back again. This one's from 1999. It's one from Tintin Out, and this one's Here's Where the Story Ends. And that was Tintin Out and their version of Here's Where the Story Ends. Now, I say their version I hadn't sort of realised, or maybe I hadn't sort of remembered, but there was a version of Here's Where the Story Ends released in 1990 by the band The Sundays, but it never made it sort of into the charts. It was played on John Peel's sort of Festive 50 in 1990, but it just didn't sort of get anywhere sort of with them at the time, and it wasn't until 1998 that the English electronic music duo, which was Darren Stokes and Lindsay Edwards, recorded Here's Where the Story Ends, but they had vocals added by Shelley Nielsen. Now, a track reached number 1 on the UK airplay charts and peaked at number 7 on the UK singles charts. I didn't realise there was 2 different ones at that time for the UK. It peaked at number 10 in Scotland and number 21 in Iceland. On the Euro Hot 100, it reached number 30. And outside of Europe, it peaked at number 15 on the Billboard Hot Dance Club playlist and at number 45 in New Zealand. So this next one's from an artist we haven't heard from for a very long time, and I think she had quite sort of a short career, and I know that there was, I was trying to sort of read some information sort of about her, but this one is from Duffy, and this one is her acoustic version of Mercy. I kind of like that raw sort of sound with when you strip back all sort of like the sort of big sort of electric guitars and sort of heavy sort of bass and even sort of with the drums as well. You strip them back a bit and you've got that sort of rawer sort of acoustic sound, and that's fitted perfectly sort of with that song by Duffy, sort of Mercy. I really like that. So Mercy released in 2008. I thought it was sort of before then, but I suppose she was around about the same time as Amy Winehouse and when Adele sort of came out, all around sort of about the same sort of time, really. It got to number 1 on the UK singles charts, and let's have a look and see where else it got. That was actually on the download charts, and then it was released as a physical single, and it remained at the top of the charts for 5 weeks until it was dethroned by American Boy by Estelle featuring Kanye West. Mercy was one of only 3 singles, all debuts, to achieve a 5-week run at the top of the UK singles charts in 2008. So there we have it. So this next one, I'm going to take you back again. So we're going back to 1996, and this one is from Alanis Morissette. Now this reminds me of going to France on a holiday with my mate Chris, and we only had a couple of tapes of. That was when you had tapes, sort of like not CDs, or you couldn't connect MP3 players sort of like to your car. You had tapes that you put in the car, and we had the tape for Jagged Little Pill, and I think we played that most of the way, sort of driving from Calais down to Le Mans. I think that album was played over and over again. So this song reminds me of that, and this is her acoustic version of Ironic.
An old man turned 98. He won the lottery, died the next day. It's a black fly in your Chardonnay. It's a death row pardon, 2 minutes too late. And isn't it ironic? Don't you think it's like rain on your wedding day? It's a free ride when you already paid. It's the good advice that you just didn't take. Who would have thought it figures? Mr. Play It Safe was afraid to fly. He packed his suitcase and kissed his kids goodbye. He waited his whole down life to take that flight. And as the plane crashed down, he thought, well, isn't this nice? And isn't it ironic? Don't you think it's like rain on your wedding day? It's a free ride when you already paid. It's the good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it figures? Well, life was a funny way of sneaking up on you when you think everything's okay and everything's going right. Yeah, well, life was a funny way of helping you out when you think everything's gone wrong and everything goes up in your face. Traffic jam when you're already late. No smoking sign on your cigarette break. It's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife. It's meeting the man of my dreams and meeting his beautiful husband. And isn't it ironic? Don't you think? A little ironic, and yeah, I really do think it's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride when you've already paid. It's the good advice that you just didn't take. Who would have thought figures?
What a cracking version of that song, eh? That was Alanis Morissette and Ironic from 1996. The album actually came out in 1995, but it was released in February of 1996 as a third single from that album. For 6 weeks, the track topped the Canadian singles charts. It reached the top 5 in Australia, New Zealand, Norway. United States, the song reached number 4. And then the highest charting single on the Billboard Hot 100, Ironic, was certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America. Trying to see where it got to in the UK, but it hasn't sort of like mentioned it on there. Maybe have a look and see if I can sort of find that a bit later on. So this next one is one from Paolo Nutini. It's from his 2014 album, Caustic Love. And this particular track, it's one of them ones with light and shade, like I said earlier on, so it sort of starts off calm and then sort of builds up and then comes back down again. But there's a part of the song where he uses an excerpt of Charlie Chaplin in the film The Great Dictator from 1940. Now, if anyone's seen that film, that's where Charlie Chaplin is basically playing the part of Hitler, but in a kind of sort of a surreal sort of world where Hitler actually ends up being sort of, well, it's not Hitler, but Charlie Chaplin ends up sort of trying to sort of like do good and turn people into sort of being good and nice sort of like to each other. And there's a speech that he does towards the end of the film to all the people and everything. So you listen out for it in this song, and this song is called Iron Sky.
We are proud individuals living for the city, but the flames couldn't go much higher. We find God and religions to paint us with salvation, but nobody can give you the power, the right over love, over hate. Through this silent sky that's fast becoming our mind, ripping down the walls of a dream that cannot breathe in its harsh reality. Mass confusion, spoon-fed to the blind, serves now to define a cold society from which we'll rise and over love and over hate through the science sky that's fast becoming our mind, over fear and into freedom. You just got to hold on. You just got to hold on.
To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Let us use that power. Let us all unite. And we'll rise over love and over hate through the science sky that's fast becoming our mind, and over fear into freedom, into freedom, from which we'll rise over love and over hate through the science sky that's fast becoming our mind, over fear and into freedom. Over love, over hate, through the silent sky that's fast becoming our mind, over fear and the freedom, freedom, freedom. Rain on me, rain on me.
Well, that's a powerful song, isn't it? That was Paolo Nutini and Iron Sky from 2014, as I mentioned, from the album Caustic Love. And it reached number 42 on the UK singles chart, so it wasn't sort of like a huge hit. But I think Paolo Nutini is one of those artists. He's got a sort of huge sort of fan sort of base following, and a bit like the band sort of Crowded House that I sort of follow. They're not sort of a particular sort of chart band, but internationally they do sort of pull in the crowd. So I think he's a great artist. So we're going to bring it down a little bit, a bit more mellow again now. because that one was sort of like up and down, really, sort of, wasn't it for you? So this one is one from Michael Bublé. Now, a lot of people don't like Michael Bublé, or they say to me they don't like Michael Bublé. I actually like him. I like his voice. I think he's a great artist. And this song is one that I think, was it Westlife done a version of? Westlife or one of them sort of bands. And this is a song written by him from 2005, and it's from his second studio album, It's Time, and the song is called Home.
Another summer day has come and gone away from Paris or Rome, but I wanna go home. Maybe surrounded by a million people, I still feel all alone. Just wanna go home. Oh, I miss you, you know. And I've been keeping all the letters that I wrote to you, each one a line or two. I'm fine, baby, how are you? Well, I would send them, but I know that it's just not enough. My words were cold and flat, and you deserve more than that. Another aeroplane, another sunny place. I'm lucky, I know, but I wanna go home. I got to go home. Let me go home. I'm just too far from where you are. I wanna come home. Someone else's life. It's like I just stepped outside when everything was going right. And I know just why you could not come along with me. If this was not your dream, but you always believed in me. Another winter day has come and gone away in either Paris or Rome, and I wanna go home. Let me go home. And I'm surrounded by a million people. I still feel alone. Let me go home. Oh, I miss you, you know. Let me go home. My run, baby, I'm done. I gotta go home. Let me go home. It'll all be alright. I'll be home tonight. I'm coming back home.
It's just a personal opinion, but I think that version is the best version of that song. I'm sure a lot of people will disagree with me, but I think it definitely is. So that was Michael Bublé and Home from 2005, and as I mentioned, it's from It's Time album, which was his second studio album. It was the first single that was released in the UK, and the single was a hit, topping the Billboard American Contemporary charts in the United States, while peaking at number 31 in the UK, and The release was accompanied by a music video, and it's also been used in the film The Wedding Date. So this next one is one by a band by the Kooks, and I did used to like the Kooks. I thought they weren't very much that sort of indie sort of style band, and this particular song, they've sort of stripped back, sort of quite a bit. They're stripped back. It almost sounds like a demo version, which leads quite nicely into the next song, sort of after that. So this is the Kooks and Naive from 2006.
Your fault, although you could have done more. Well, you're so naive, yet so how could this be done? With such a smiling sweetheart. Oh, and your sweet and pretty face is such an ugly word for something so beautiful. Oh, that every time I look inside, I know she knows that I'm not fond of asking. True or false it may be, or she's still out to get me. I know she knows that I'm not fond of asking. True or false it may be, she's still out to get me. I'm not saying it was your fault, although you could have done more. You're so naive, yet so how could this be done? You're such a smiling sweetheart. Oh, and your sweet and pretty face is such an ugly thing for someone so beautiful. Oh, that every time you're on his side, I know she knows that I'm not fond of asking. True or false it may be, but she's still out to get me. I know she knows that I'm not fond of asking. True or false it may be, she's still out to get me. Should have done more. Oh, you're so naive, yet so such an ugly thing. You're so beautiful. Oh, that every time you're on his side, I know she knows that I'm not fond of asking. A true or false it may be, but she's still out to get me. And I know she knows that I'm not fond of asking. True or false it may be, she's still out to get me. But just don't let me down, love. Just don't let me down. Hold on to that kite. Just don't let me down. Just don't let me down. Hold on to that kite. Just don't let me down. 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 Cheers.
It's always nice to have a bit of a live track on there, isn't it? Sort of every now and again. That was the Kooks and Naive from 2006, featured on their debut album Inside It In, Inside Out, and it reached number 5 on the UK singles charts, was the best-selling single of the band's career. Also performed well in New Zealand, reaching number 15, and it also additionally charted in the United States, peaking at number 21 on the Billboard Modern Rock Tracks chart. So, bit of self-indulgence. I have done a show sort of last year for the band that I was in, Seeing Red, and one of sort of my favourite tracks that I wrote, and I was just sort of looking at the date, 1999, I wrote this track, so sort of 23 years ago. Wrote this track, and the only version I've got is the demo version that we recorded at a lock-up in Great Yarmouth, and we just literally pressed sort of play and record on the little tape recorder thing that we had, and started playing and that. And how I used to do stuff, I used to sort of write stuff acoustically, with my acoustic guitar, and then I would sort of like say to the band when we sort of had band practice, I've written a song, what do you think? I'll play it. And then they would just add their bits sort of like to it. Well, within sort of 3 sort of attempts of sort of like running through the song, I thought I'll hit sort of record and see what happens. So if anyone sort of wants to pay for us to go into a studio as Seeing Red and record that song again and get it out there, I think that'd probably do really well. This one is Where I Wanna Be. So that was me with my old band Seeing Red back in 1999. That featured me on lead vocals and rhythm guitar, Paul McRoberts on keyboards, Ali Anderson on drums, Richie Bridge on bass, and Nick Kelly on lead guitar. I wish we had recorded it sort of in a proper studio and actually done something with it, because it was one that actually went down quite well at the gigs. We, when we used to sort of play gigs, we were a covers band, but we used to throw in some original stuff, and there were certain original songs that really did sort of make people listen, and that's one that I still like to sort of listen to. It sounds a bit big-headed really, doesn't it? But it's one of them ones that I'm quite proud of, and I know that my mate Paul at Bar 72, who was a keyboard player in Seeing Red, and we were sort of quite proud of that song really, and it would have been lovely sort of like to record it properly. So we move on. We've got about 4 more songs left before the end of the show, so we've done quite well tonight. It was going to take us over to about 2 hours 15 minutes sort of like with this show, so that's not too bad. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. I've just looked at the numbers. Let me just check again. We're up to 21,686 listeners at the moment, and that's all over the UK and in America. I can't sort of work out whereabouts in the States, but we've got about 10,000 listeners sort of in the States listening at the moment. So thank you so much for joining us on Radio Care. It really does mean a lot to me that people still sort of listen and hopefully sort of carry on sort of tuning in and enjoying the show. So this next one is one from Sade. It's from her 2010 album, which was her 6th studio album, Soldier of Love, and it was released on the 24th of August, and this one is called Moon and the Sky.
I was the one
And that was Sade and The Moon and the Sky from 2010. And it was, as I mentioned, from her 6th studio album, Soldiers of Love. So we've got a couple more songs left to play, and this next song is by an artist I hadn't really heard of, but I really quite like the song. It turns out that he has a YouTube channel where he's actually been promoting sort of his EPs and singles. So this song is called Into the Wild. See what you think about it.
Just want you to know you're the only one that pulls me in. You changed everything, like one small shaft of light flooding into my eyes. I will never see things just the same, but I'm not afraid. All I have doesn't seem so significant, and at the drop of a hat I could leave almost everything that I've ever known. So here we go. Step out into the wild. There's a beautiful storm in your eyes. Intertwined, it's quite alright. You could be my way of life. Sea salt sits on your lips. Birds fall earthward from cliffs. Thought I couldn't do this, but I'm fine, 'cause you're by my side. And all I have, it doesn't seem so significant, and at the drop of a hat my whole world's getting different. So here we go, off the road. Step out into the wild. There's a beautiful storm in your eyes. We're perfectly intertwined. It's quite alright. Maybe it's time to step out into the wild. There's a beautiful storm in your eyes. We're perfectly intertwined. It's quite alright. You can be my way of life. Quite alright, you could be my way of life.
Another catchy song, really, isn't it? That was Lewis Watson, Into the Wild from 2014. Like I say, he has a YouTube channel where he puts lots of these EPs and singles on. He did actually release an album in 2014, which got to number 28 on the UK albums charts. But this particular single only reached number 86 in the UK singles charts. It's just a shame because it's a great song. I really enjoyed it. So sadly, we're at the end of the show. That always creeps up very quickly, doesn't it? But we've been going sort of like for, well, just over 2 hours 15 minutes, or nearly 2 hours 15 minutes. So it's a good way sort of like to finish the show. This one is one by Gabrielle. It's her acoustic version of Rise, which she had in 2000. And the song does remind me of Knocking on Heaven's Door, which is a very famous Bob Dylan song. And I think he actually appeared in the video, if I remember rightly. And when I sort of used to sort of play in a band, we used to go into sort of Knocking on Heaven's Door, play Knocking on Heaven's Door, and then partway through we would switch and do the Gabrielle sort of Rise, which was quite unusual for a male band, really. People used to look and think, what are they doing? But they really enjoyed it. We did it. So all that's left for me to say is hope you've enjoyed the show. I've really enjoyed sort of tonight, and to have sort of the listeners sort of from the States and all over the UK, and to get over, I think just over 22,000 listeners tonight. So thank you so much sort of for joining me. And don't forget to join next week is the Hope Punk event as part of the Hope Punk weekend, which is taking place at the Lytton Tree in Coventry. Lytton Tree is a bar, but upstairs they've got an art gallery, and they do lots of sort of events sort of there now. So you know, go onto the Facebook page. If you're on sort of at Radio Care already, have a look. There's information on Hope Punk, but that'll be 8 o'clock next Saturday. So I'm going to say goodnight to you, and have a really good week. Stay safe. And this one is Gabrielle Rise. Night all.
It's over, but I can't believe it. They say that time's a healer, yeah, and I'm better without you. It's gonna take time, I know, but I'll get over you. Look at my life, look at my heart. I have seen them fall apart, but now I'm ready to rise again. Just look at my hopes, look at my dreams. I'm building bridges from these things. Now I'm ready to rise again. Like a prisoner in my mind. You pose so many questions, but the truth is hard to find. I better think twice, I know, but I get over you. Look at my life, look at my heart. I have seen them fall apart, but now I'm ready to rise again. Just look at my hopes, look at my dreams. I'm building bridges from these things. Now I'm ready to rise again. Much time between us,
there you have it. Radio Care, transporting you from the 60s to present day. Join Mike Howard broadcasting from Coventry to the world.